which stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Very good. All right. Hope everyone had a wonderful 4th, nice long weekend. We'll start things off tonight with the review and approval of consent items. We have a AP manifest for July 2nd, 2024 in the amount of $2,361,541, and one for July 9th, 2024 in the amount of $87,168.88. We have a payroll manifest for July 3rd, 2024 in the amount of $55,580.89. And for July 11th, 2024 in the amount of $58,443.51. And we have communications received from June 21st, since June 21st, 2024, which is on June 21st, the Town Administrator Kleiner notified of Eversource helicopter notification, meaning they're gonna fly the power lines, which they do quite often. June 26th, Chief Daniel Jones, stress management class. Thank you for that. June 26th, Kim Kleiner. June 10th, review of the minutes. June 26th, Kim Kleiner, food inspection memo. June 28th, Kim Kleiner memo, state property as requested. June 29th, they're all the same. Robert Leary, Marion Colby, Dr. Stephen Callaway, Jason Brennan, and Matthew Hoffman on the town archaeological site. June 30th, Kim Kleiner, and Robert Leary on metal detection and muster ground preservation. July 1st, Chief Daniel Jones, town archaeological site. July 1st, Kim Kleiner, metal detecting. July 1st, Kim Kleiner, the July 2024 newsletter. July 1st, 2024, Heather Sneeman, accounts payable and payroll reports. July 3rd, Kim Kleiner, CERT, 4th of July parade incident action plan. And July 3rd, Kim Kleiner, request for non-public on July 8th, 2024. Are there any items anybody wants to remove or discuss or have any comments on? Hearing none, we'll entertain a motion for acceptance.
So moved.
Second. Motion for Mr. Gannon, and a second from Mr. Bruno. Did you have something?
Oh, no, I'm gonna add, oh, no, go ahead.
Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And we'll go-
Abstain, I was not there.
Correct, thank you. Motion carries 401. Thank you. All right, request for new business. And additional items, and I know you have a couple.
So I have one too. You can go first if you like.
Very, very high level, like if it goes beyond, I'm gonna stop it, metal detecting policy.
Yeah.
State property memorandum that went out, and a master plan. Again, all three will be very high level.
And Mr. Bruno?
So I was gonna make a motion to add to the agenda the approval of the financing of the International Plow Truck with tax exempt leasing corp. And that's because we received the final the documents from the this was the approved by the voters in 2020, from the 2024 warrant. Sorry, I just got off a plane, I'm tired. So the truck's ready for us to pick up, and then the final documents came in today. So, as I think our town administrator explained to me, we'll save some money if we do it now and versus waiting until our next meeting.
Okay.
We'll get
Motion
done.
to add those items.
So moved.
Motion from Mr. Gannon,
I'll second it.
second from Mr. Lynch. All those in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries 500. We add to the agenda. Okay, up next, good stuff. Swearing-ins. The police, we have Michael Clater, promoted to sergeant effective July 1st, 2024, and Matthew Sweet to detective effective August 1st, 2024. With that, we'll turn it over to Chief Jones. Do the honors.
So this is the best part of my job, for a couple of reasons. One, I get to promote two very deserving individuals to the police department. Plus, I get to ensure that the people in the town of Litchfield get better service from us because we were without a detective due to manpower issues, and we're able to get a third sergeant on, so we have better supervision throughout the town, around the clock, and we have more supervisors available to the public should they have questions or concerns. So with that, I'm not gonna read a whole bunch. There's a document that was given to the board that explains their exact schooling and experiences for Detective Sweet. Matt Sweet, I will say that not only does he have experience being a detective, he also has experience as a detective sergeant, so he already knows how to be his own boss, which is great, because we're not gonna give him one. So we're gonna leave it to him to do the right things. Obviously, we'll be monitoring him, joking a little bit, but, you know, we're not big enough to have a detective sergeant over a detective, so. We have complete faith that he'll do the right things, and he has so much education, I don't even wanna talk about it. He has his bachelor's degree in criminal justice, but also so much specific training to investigations and computer investigations and sex crimes and all those kinds of things, that God forbid we have any of them, at least we have somebody with the training and experience to dive into them. Mike Clater is on our on the Southern New Hampshire SOU, which is Special Operations Unit. Basically, the SWAT team for Southern New Hampshire. He's an operator for that, and he just went to sniper school. So he's a sniper for the SWAT team now, and has just a whole bunch of experience. He's been with us for a long time, and I would say one of the things that I heard about him since I've been here is when the department was down to nothing, he was really one of the backbone people in the department and moving it forward and keeping it going. So we had coverage, because I don't know if the public knows, but there was a while there where effectively we're under half staff, so people had to step up and work way more hours than they wanted to or should have to. But again, I think he's gonna add to the sergeants that we already have, so we have a well-rounded team of supervisors now to help with, again, whatever issues the department may have. With that, I'll turn it over to you.
Alright. So, what do you wanna go first?
Whoever's there.
Whoever's there. Mike?
First in line.
First in line. Alright. So, I'm gonna have you repeat after me this time. Raise your right hand. I, Michael Klinger,
I, Michael Clayton,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully and impartially discharge
that I will faithfully and impartially discharge
and perform the duties incumbent upon me
and perform the duties incumbent upon me
as a sergeant
as a sergeant
according to the best of my abilities,
according to the best of my abilities,
agreeable to the rules and regulations
agreeable to the rules and regulations
of the Constitution and the state of New Hampshire,
of the Constitution and the state of New Hampshire,
and the ordinances of the town of Litchfield.
and the ordinances of the town of Litchfield.
So help me God.
So help me God.
That's that. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Hey, Sarge.
Not
Sorry.
done yet.
No, you're not done yet.
Oh, it is gonna hurt.
We're trying to get it.
Awesome.
All right.
Very
Mike, before you run away.
Sarge,
So
next
now
time
you need
wait
to
till
sign.
dismiss, okay?
Wait, you try.
That was good.
Thank you. Now we'll give this to you to sign.
Give a shake our hands too, Sergeant.
That's what happens when you go first, right?
You know, handmade or anything. It's not like you've been through this before. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now you're dismissed.
Okay, Matt, don't do anything he just did.
All right. Right hand. I, Matthew Sweet,
I, Matthew Sweet,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully and impartially
I will faithfully and impartially
discharge and perform
discharge
all the duties incumbent upon me
all the duties incumbent upon me
as a detective
as a detective,
according to the best of my abilities,
according to the best of my abilities,
agreeable to the rules and regulations of the Constitution
agreeable to the rules and regulations of the Constitution
and the state of New Hampshire,
and the state of New Hampshire,
and the ordinances of the town of Litchfield.
and the ordinance of the town of Litchfield.
So help me God.
So help me God. Thank you
Congratulations.
very much. Almost forgot that.
Oh, that's safety.
And then I need you to sign.
On the bottom one here, or top one?
Congratulations, Detective. Welcome aboard.
Congratulations, welcome.
Up next, Fire Department. Presentation, Chief Nickel.
Good evening.
Hey,
So I'm sure you're well aware that since January of last year, we've had an open vacancy on the fire department. We did do an online search. Right now, just like any employer that's out there, everybody's having a hard time finding someone. We did have 3 applicants over several months. Unfortunately, they all took jobs with other busier departments. So I'm happy to inform you that as of July 1st, we have a new firefighter for the fire department. He has 16 years in the fire service. He's a paramedic with 4 years of experience. He's got his associate's degree in fire science. He's got multiple certifications in inspection and fire prevention and fire, what's the other one? Ice rescue, thank you. And also, he has already been an employee of the town for the last year doing per diem work, covering the open position on the fire department. So we actually got a trial run of him for the last almost year. The last almost 6 months. But prior to that, he was also filling in for shifts. In 2008, he was on the on-call department for several years before he went into his full-time career. And he just recently left the city of Dover, where he spent 9 years as a firefighter paramedic, working both on the engine and on the ambulance. So he brings a lot of experience here to town. It is now the first time in the history of the fire department that both your full-time firefighters are both paramedics. So it'll be good when the captain is gone and takes vacation. We'll have a paramedic here. We do have, right now, 7 paramedics on the fire department. So at any given moment, 7 days a week, 365, we have at least 1 paramedic that's usually around, that if something happens that requires that type of service, they're available. So, Jason, if you'd like to come up
and you vetted him yourself for a few years, right?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, just gotta get sworn in. I'm
Jump in a
sorry.
couple steps.
And I watched and paid attention.
You can bring Mom up too. Mom, you can come up.
Terry's getting tired of swearing at everybody.
Sorry.
Repeat after me. I, Jason Nickel,
I, Jason Nickel,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully and impartially
that I will faithfully and impartially
discharge and perform
discharge and perform
all the duties incumbent upon me
all the duties incumbent upon me
as a full-time firefighter EMT,
as a full-time firefighter EMT,
according to the best of my abilities,
according to the best of my abilities,
agreeable to the rules and regulations of the Constitution
agreeable to the rules and regulations of the Constitution
and the laws of the state of New Hampshire,
and the laws of the state of New Hampshire.
and there's something missing on here. Can I have the other
What's
one
that?
for a minute?
I don't have that one. Do I? Oh, you can use that one. Okay.
And, sorry,
The rules of the town.
and the ordinances of the town of Litchfield,
And ordinances of the town of
so
Litchfield.
help me God.
So,
Congratulations.
You think you'd have this down
Just
pat?
sign this.
You've been here long
many of
enough,
these
you
have you
should
done?
know them.
How many of these have you done?
That was missing. It's okay. It's all good.
You're gonna pin it on. This could be paid. What's what?
Congratulations. Glad you're here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome.
We're always around if you need us. Okay?
Thank you.
Cool.
Come back.
Thank you.
This truly is the best part of our job here. Truly.
I would agree.
Thank you very much.
So, thank you. And thank you for everything you do. You, chief, thank you for everything you guys do.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, Doug.
Yes. Yes,
So
let's do that.
we'll call Matt now, or Matthew now.
Yep.
You need me to move?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay, we are done swearing in. Now we gotta do.
We're gonna do the, we're gonna jump ahead.
So shoot Matthew answer.
Eagle Scout project.
Matthew, answer on your
Oh,
phone.
yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
Yeah, come on forward. Matthew?
Hello.
Matthew?
There you go.
Oh.
How's it going?
Oh, good, how are you?
Doing pretty good.
Good, you're live at the Board of Selectmen meeting.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, and, this is, where's my agenda?
Oh, you need this one?
Yeah, do you have that?
Yeah.
Okay, so, you are getting, it's an Eagle Scout, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay, because I don't see it here. You see it?
Hold
You
on.
have it on the thing?
Right here, number 3.
Very good, number 3, okay, good. Make sure you put on glass. Eagle Scout Project, presentation of completion, Matthew Haley. And you have a person here who representing you or representing Boy Scouts. So I'm gonna turn,
Unfortunately, I couldn't be there tonight, so I am here in an office in camp somewhere,
okay,
talking to you guys on my phone.
perfect, perfect. And, you will have your friend here tell us who she is and
Yes, I'm
birthday.
I'm
Yeah.
Susan Haley of
Hi,
60
Susan.
Pilgrim Drive,
Hey,
Matthew Haley's mother,
yep,
and committee chair of Boy Scouts. So
for the Boy Scouts, okay. What do you got?
I'm actually going to let him present, and I'm just going to do the show.
Oh,
He's
okay,
going to do the
perfect.
tell part.
Yes, we do have this planned out because we figured that this would happen. So I'm seeking approval, obviously, for acceptance, approval and acceptance by the town for the Eagle projects that I have completed per my proposal. As seen outside of the town hall, right next to the first responders monument, I have placed 2 flags on either side, soon to be representing the fire station and the police station.
Very nice.
And yeah, we got that all sorted out. We put it up, and hopefully soon, during the Wednesday training meeting, the fire station flag will be presented to them so that we can finally ship them out, since we wanted the fire station to have a flag before anybody else had the chance to have
Yep.
it.
Okay, your mom's gonna hold it up for us.
Yeah.
Oh, very nice.
Very nice.
That's awesome.
And also, as a present, I wanted to present the town with a new town flag that was purchased and donated by my aunt.
By your aunt?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Who would like to accept
Yeah.
the flag?
Do you wanna open it up and? Yeah.
You accept it, you show us.
Let's see what we got.
It's just a
Yes, it's
one that's not faded.
one that's not faded. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that looks sharp.
Nice.
It's pretty sweet. Yeah.
That's
We'll take
nice.
that. We'll take
Yeah.
that up here. That's very nice, man. Thank you.
Got a couple
Yes,
extra
no
ones.
problem. So I brought a few scouts along with me to get this project done. And after about 3 or 4 weekends, 2 or 3 or 4, whatever, however many weekends it was, we're able to get it done. And the flag poles haven't fallen over yet, so I'm assuming it's a good sign. And I hope that as a board, you guys are able to accept and sign off on my Eagle project completion.
Okay. Is there any reason why we shouldn't? Okay. We'll entertain a motion. Actually, I'll make a motion that we accept and sign off on Matthew Healy's Eagle project. The flags at the first responder center.
And I'll second that.
We have a motion from Mr. Leary, a second from Mr. Lynch. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 500. That was one-
Thank you so much. Also an add-on real quick. I have designed a police station flag because I was informed that they had one, but then realized they didn't. So, I got some help to design a police station flag that isn't a part of my project, but will also be going up and be sent out to those who want them.
That's
So
awesome.
we do have both flags to put on the poles.
That's awesome. We can't thank you enough. That's wonderful.
Yes, no problem. Thank you so much for helping me out with this.
We appreciate you and appreciate your mom coming in and helping, and I know you've spoken
Thank
about it,
you.
Kim, quite a bit, so, yeah, it's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, no problem.
Nice representation of Litchfield.
And then just one final question
We're
from
proud of
me.
you.
Sorry.
I appreciate it.
And your mom's got a
Signature.
question.
I
Yep.
just, where and when do I get signature for him? Like, I think Ms. Kleiner, you need to.
Bring it to me right now. Yeah. We'll sign it right now, while we have your son on the line while it's hot.
There's two signature pages here.
Yeah.
You need to sign both. It's beneficiary here.
So they're signing your paperwork now.
Sounds good, thank you.
Yep. And,
Matthew, do you have any additional flags left?
I don't know if we have extras, but we could totally make some
Oh,
more.
yes.
I mean, I don't have any
Beneficiary,
problem
yes.
with that.
All right, I'll
So
speak
if
with your
anybody
mom.
else wants any, I mean, we might post it again and then send those proceeds to the town itself, just in case someone missed it on the first round through, which I'm totally not opposed to, so.
I'm
Very
proud you went to the Scouts. I was in the Scouts in this town,
me too.
okay? And, the building we were in was, you could have called it a log cabin, but
Yep, Common Pond.
you got it.
It's quite the program.
I remember building it.
Yeah, it is, yeah. Well, you're a good example of what Litchfield is about. We can't thank you
Thank you so
enough
much,
for
I
your help.
appreciate that. I wish I could be there tonight, but unfortunately it fell on camp week and I wanted to just get it over with.
That's okay. We appreciate it nonetheless. It's awesome. Thank you so
No
much.
problem.
And thank you, Mom.
You're welcome.
All right?
Yes, of course.
And you should thank your mom too, because I'm sure she did
I
some
will.
work.
I certainly will.
Very good.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you, Matt.
thanks.
Have a good week at
Yeah,
camp.
no problem.
Yep.
Thanks, you guys.
Have a great week at camp. Stay cool.
Thank you. We will. It's going to be storming the next couple of days, so I mean,
There you go.
Camp
Not much
Carpenter?
unfortunately, but whatever. It'll happen.
Okay. Very good. Well, you have fun and have a great night. And we'll see you when you're back to town.
You too. Have a good one.
Take care.
Somebody's here.
Bye-bye.
Sorry to cough, everybody.
I'll find you online.
Phlegm.
It's been real good. So we did that.
Great family.
Great. So, public input will not occur any earlier than 6:45 PM, seeing as it is 50 PM. We will open the floor to public input. Are there any members of the public that would like to come forward and speak? Please do so now. Anybody? It's fine, no? Okay, hearing none, we will close public input. It's,
We have to do the public hearing too.
it's 6:51. Okay, we have a public hearing.
Farmer's market.
Oh, that's right. Yep, that's next. We need to have a motion to open a public hearing for the farmer's market ordinance, approval of ordinance as proposed.
So moved.
We have a motion from Mr. Brennan?
Chip Brunel.
Brunel, I'll second. Gannon will second.
Second from Mr. Gannon. Oh, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries 500. Well, at least I didn't swear this time. Okay, so the public hearing is here open. Anybody want to talk about the farmer's market?
So I'll start,
Okay, thank you.
and let you know that
There's no
it
issue
was
with this.
communicated, it was published that this would occur tonight. A copy of the, ordinance has been posted on the bulletin board as well as our website. I did inform both, Jay at Minkara at NRPC and Michael Curto, Chair of the Planning Board, and asked for any feedback that they had. We looked at this as this is approving more of an event than a change to a site plan. So, that's how we're approaching this, as the selectmen commonly approve events that happen within town, like the special events policy. These would not be issued for more than one season. They would have to file an amended plan and come back and seek reapproval each time.
Okay, so if somebody wanted to do like say a farmer's market in the spring, we approve it, and then they wanna do one in the summer, they need a separate one.
We were looking at it more for years, so if they were doing a spring, generally they do them spring, summer, fall.
Yep.
Some
Approve
people
it.
only do it
Correct.
summer, fall.
Okay.
Some people only do it spring, summer.
Yep.
So we would issue
One for the
the
year.
approval for all of the dates that they have listed.
Okay,
But the following year, they'd have to come back and give us a new set of dates.
okay,
So it'd
It
be
would go-
calendar year.
Sign in here, too.
It'd be a calendar year.
basically calendar
Yes.
year.
I still gotta
It
finish
would
signing. You
still
wanna-
go through the technical review committee.
Yep.
Which consists of the road agent, the police chief, the fire chief, the building inspector, and the deputy health officer.
Okay.
So we would still all review it and give you any feedback or concerns that anyone would have, and work with the property owner, to rectify anything that we possibly can.
So it's, I mean, pretty much everything's been gone through, and the Ts are crossed and the Is are dotted, and it's ready to go.
We believe it is. There's a lot that is state. So, one of the packets of information that we will be supplying the property owner is the laws and the rules that they need to look through that are formed by the state of New Hampshire.
Stand-based.
So they're enforced by the state, they're not enforced by the town. The things that we have control over are use of our roads, any safety, meaning, permit if you needed a permit to, organize, or you needed a permit for the, how many people you're going to have, anything like that, that's through the fire department. Those things would all be covered here. But as far as food that is sold at the market, and whether you are under RSA 21, that's all by the state.
And that's the state vendor's license requirements for that.
Right, and we would
In every
encourage.
place, every town, every city, if you're gonna, outside vendors like that, have to have a license for that, okay?
Very good. Does any, okay, I was gonna say, does anyone have any questions, comments, or anything? So, go
Sorry
ahead.
about that. So, Wynn looked at it. I'm gonna abstain, obviously, because I'm too close to this. He does think there's still a couple of small issues on this. He could not come tonight because of the scouts' preparedness. He had to be there
Yep.
tonight. If you want to wait 2 more weeks, he's open for that. If not, you can pass what you see here. That was, so,
I say pass this. We've already belabored this many times.
that's fine. He's fine with
I
that,
think
but
Wynn came in and gave his feedback, and we adapted some things in the document already.
we have gone through it for at least a year with Wynn.
Yep.
So,
So,
he's looking at it again, saying, there's a couple of things that weren't right.
Yeah.
So he's saying, if you want to pass it, go ahead.
Yeah.
So remember, you made him wait a year.
Yeah.
He might want to wait 2 weeks,
Yeah.
but I'm not trying to be mean, but
Well,
if he sees errors in it, maybe
I
not.
see no point in waiting. It's an event, and most of it's state-driven, so there's not a lot of things we can
Okay,
enforce.
and if it's legally wrong later,
Yeah.
that's fine. I
I
will
read it
abstain.
over thoroughly today, and I don't see any issue of holding on to it. I think we should approve this one.
Well, I think,
That's what I read this afternoon.
I would say out of courtesy, he's been a driving force behind this, and it would be nicer to have him here.
But we
You know?
can't,
John, it's 2 weeks, it's not a big deal.
public hearing?
wait, this is a public hearing, we have to re-announce it again, put it out there.
Do we have to have another public
Yeah,
hearing?
we have to, if we make a
If
make
you
a change
I'm
to it.
fine.
modification.
Like he said,
Public.
if
we
it
can tweak
passes
it
and it's
later.
wrong, it's, the town owns it.
Yeah.
So I'm fine with that. I will abstain.
Can you
Is it-
elaborate on
well-
what he thinks is
No,
wrong?
no, because I wasn't part of this. He worked with the gentleman who wrote the state law.
Well,
So-
but we're referring to state law every time we talk about it.
So you can make your decision on what you want to do. Quite frankly, like I said, that's the second business killed, you know, and you're asking him for advice.
All right, so let's not go down that rabbit hole.
No,
will make
I
a
know
motion
truth
to
in here
approve
is
the
tough.
ordinance as proposed.
So I'm going to abstain. The town can decide whether it wants to do it.
Is it the will of the board to vote on this tonight?
Yes.
I say yes.
All right, so 3 members say yes, that's a majority.
It's
Okay.
fine.
We have a motion from Mr. Gannon. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second from Mr. Brunel. Any further discussion? I will just say that the only reason I'm going to vote no is because I think he should be here, out of respect to him and the work that he's done. I think it's a great start, and I think we can tweak it, but I'm gonna vote no because I think he should be here.
And I would agree that we could tweak it as we go down.
Yep.
We've made a couple policies this year that we need to revisit, and this could easily fall into that. But if we,
I have no problem
we
with it.
waited on, we sat on it long enough,
Whatever the will of the board is.
There's room for change, still going down the line.
This, this policy was delayed by members of this board saying they wanted to review it and
Yep.
never reviewed it, never gave feedback.
Yep.
We finally got a document that actually makes a lot of sense. We've ratcheted back the, whatever was in the original documents. We took a lot of feedback from Win and other folks. We refer to, if it's a state statute that's an issue that we're not accompanying, we're referring to the state statute for everything that's in there. So I don't see how the town's at risk one way or the other. And it can be adopted. I mean, we can go and re-edit it again a year down the road when we learn from our mistakes.
Yep. Let's try it out and learn from the mistakes, as you said.
And I don't disagree with anything you guys said. I'm just saying that out of respect for the man that was a driving force behind this.
But Paul, but out of respect too, is this board had tabled it and tabled it and
Yep.
tabled it because of the same, we're not right, this is not right. I didn't even have time to read it, so let's label it for the month after month after month. The public who've been asking for it have been waiting long enough for it, we should
They're gonna
let
get
it
it.
go. And the TRC is gonna look at it and review it, they're gonna handle all those issues. So,
It was not reviewed month after month. It was
tabled,
stalled.
Mom, tabled.
It was.
So, okay. Any more discussion?
No?
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Right.
Opposed? Abstain? Motion carries 3-1-1. We'll tweak it as we need to. All right. Up next, under business, we have the approval of the lease with Tax Exempt Financing Corp., which was added.
Yep, we added it, correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Kim?
So,
Thank you.
Thank you, Sue.
Article number 7 on the town warrant in March, was for a plow truck lease purchase. This was a lease, for a truck that has existed within the town highway budget. And that lease was paid off, and we looked to purchase another vehicle in the same manner and finance those payments over 6 years. So if you open the document on your portal, I have the original warrant article,
Yep.
that stated it was for a sum of $177,402 in total principal and interest. We're happy that we're coming in at $171,857.82, a difference of about $55.44.18 over the total length of the lease. Each payment, 6 yearly payments of $28,642.97, which is a little over $924 less than we expected. The first payment per the warrant article is to come from the unassigned fund balance. no taxes raised there. The remaining 5 payments will be found from 2025 through 2029 in the highways budget. And so we ask for the board's approval so that we may execute the lease and get it back to tax exempt financing.
And I'd like just to add that this was approved by town vote by 1,444 votes, over 1,130 noes.
Majority won.
And, yeah, and we voted in by the people. It's our job to.
Do what they
Just
ask.
Wanted that to be clear.
Yep. Yep, so we have a motion to,
I'll make a motion to approve the lease for the International Plow Truck approved at the March 2024 town meeting in the total amount of $171,857.82. The first payment in July 2024 will come from the unassigned fund balance. The remaining 5 payments to be included in the highway budget at the amount of $28,642,097 for the years 2025 through 2029.
Yep.
I will second that.
we have a motion from Mr. Brunel and a second from Mr. Gannon. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries 500.
When does he take delivery of it? Do they have a
Probably
date yet?
tomorrow.
We are hopeful, so, we have to get the paperwork back to the leasing company, and the leasing company has to have the first payment in hand before they will issue payment to Fairfield. So we're hopeful within a couple weeks.
Nice.
What color's the truck gonna be?
I didn't ask. And I'm sure if our road agent was here, he would tell you, but,
All I can say is every snowstorm is white.
They're all white.
yeah, it's probably, right?
So they could hide in the snow.
So. Right, up next, we have approval of the minutes for the June 10th meeting, which were tabled on the 25th and
Yep.
amended.
Yep.
Is there any other changes to those?
I just have one change on
Okay.
page 3
Page 3,
at the bottom.
okay?
And he's here. How are you? And I'm not sure, I got this from the portal today, so
Okay.
this is the latest one. Just the last paragraph. I'll read the 2 lines. It says, "A potential conflict of interest was addressed as Chairman Leary's property abuts the DeRocher property. He recused himself from signing the agreement to avoid any perception of bias. Dr. Queen would sign the deal instead." So I would like to change it to say, and you can take my handwritten markup if you like. Oop. Oh, the audience just heard that. Bob Leary signed the L-chip grant. And then the second can be what you have. A potential conflict of interest was addressed as Chairman Leary's property abuts the DeRocher property for the water protection grant. This is for signing, so I didn't sign the deal, it could just be both. Does that,
You only signed one of the 2.
yeah, that's my only change. And I'll make this better looking for you before you go. Okay, that's all I have for changes.
Okay. So, motion to approve the minutes as re-amended.
So moved.
Motion from Mr. Gannon,
Second.
Kevin got it.
second from Mr. Lynch. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 500. Approval of the minutes for the June 24th meeting. Any changes?
I just have one comment.
Sure.
I was talking a lot that day. My name's there 25 times. So I agree with what's there.
Yep.
I'm just making a comment,
Yep.
because I know other people jumped in, but that's fine.
It's okay.
I'm fine with it. Looks good.
That's why you get the big bucks.
I will make a motion to approve the minutes from the June 24th, 2024 Board of Selectmen meeting.
Second.
We have a motion from Mr. Gannon, and second from Mr. Brunel. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries 401. Up next, we have the appointment of Scott LaCroix as the Litchfield Health Officer, replacing former Code Enforcement Officer, Ms. Kleiner.
So, in the past, our building inspector has always served as the health officer. I did speak with the state, today. Scott LaCroix is, experienced. He has served in this capacity for other towns that he has worked in. I have to say that I have been very impressed with Mr. LaCroix's
Good.
performance so far. He has been very active, helping not only our residents on their building permits, but also assisting me with town buildings, assisting Joan in planning. So we really welcome him to the town of Litchfield. He has completed the background check, which is necessary, and the term is for 3 years. So we'd like to get the paperwork to the state to get that processed. As you know, Paul Kelly is our deputy.
I'll make a motion to appoint Scott LaCroix of Litchfield as a Litchfield Health Officer, not from Litchfield, as Litchfield Health Officer, replacing Code Enforcement Officer Jeff Blackwell for a term of 3 years.
We have a motion from Mr. Gannon,
Second.
second from Mr. Brunel. Any discussion?
I've also heard very positive feedback from residents on working with Scott, and
I'm gonna say the same thing, because I have some experience in that. Notice that he likes to work with the homeowners to, if they come in with a application, he even helps them draw it out a little bit. Okay, and he even will go out to the site to help the locations for zoning concerns. And that is, to me, what should have been, that I did for years. My background was surveying, so it was simple, but construction was easier. It worked out good, and he's been doing that, and I'm impressed. Not too many of them like that.
Very pleasant to work with.
Yeah, I've heard from a couple of residents who have projects going that are very happy with him so far, so that's a good thing, so. All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0-0. Let's see, up next, request to unencumber high school impact fees in the amount of $18,525?
Yes, so I was contacted by Mr. Totten, and the board the school board, excuse me, at their May 15th meeting this year, voted to unencumber high school impact fees. So these were impact fees that were encumbered back in 2021 or 2, I'm sorry, and for the lighting project. I have verified with Ms. White that we agree on the figures that are remaining on the project, and we do. If they are not going to use the funds for the project intended, that we would agree that the board should vote to unencumber them.
Yeah, and I give them a lot of credit for doing that, because years past, it might have got just put into the general fund,
Correct.
not spent, and
And I like the way they did it, at least they sectioned it, okay, where they made it work.
yeah, and we see all the
Yep.
encumbered funds that they have.
Yep.
With 2,600 needing to be spent by 2024 at GMS. Doesn't mean spend it, it just means it needs to be spent. Because at the end of 6 years, I think it is, the homeowners can request their impact fees back if they haven't been allocated, so.
Correct.
And I want to thank the school board and Mr. Totten for looking out for the taxpayers, quite frankly. It's a breath of fresh air.
I'll make a motion to unencumber the $18,525 and return it to the available high school impact fee balance.
I will second that.
A motion from Mr. Brunel and a second from Mr. Gannon. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries 5-0-0. Up next, we have a request to use $2,641 from the elementary impact fees for the keying project. we've heard about this.
Yes.
But go ahead, Ms. Kleiner, would you?
So, the board, sent a letter dated, June 28th. And they have, voted and made a decision that they would like to use the $2,641 of elementary impact fees, to rekey doors, that have been added over the years, due to the increase in kindergarten. So this is an increase, in student enrollment, as well as the need to refigure spaces to address additional learning needs and additional learning students. So after a brief conversation with legal, we feel that it fits within the scope of the impact fees. And we would recommend that we allow the school board to use the $2,641 to be reimbursed for the keying. The total cost of the project is $10,500, so this is only paying for a portion of it.
So this is something that's been going on over there for a while, rekeying, so it's just asking for some money to help offset some of that. If you remember in the past, we were asked to give some money for some windows at the middle school, but that was for a project that had already been done and already been paid for a couple of years prior, and we voted not to do that because it had already paid for, so you're in essence getting the money twice. This is not like that, so I wanna make that clear, and I think it's a very good use of the money.
Was it used wisely in the sense that the key system, as we all know, as we enter this building, okay, is more sophisticated.
Yep.
So.
But they have so
It'll
many
help
keys
you-
over there that it's, it's
It'll help
impossible to keep track.
security a little bit more.
I will make a motion to approve the request for the use of elementary impact fees for the Griffin rekeying project in the amount of $2,641.
Second.
Motion from Mr. Gannon, second from Mr. Brunel. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0-0. Up next, reappointment of Doug Nickel, Chief Doug Nickel, as Emergency Management Director.
So I have to admit, this was an error when Chief Nickel was appointed as Emergency Management Director. I think we should have coincided the expiration date with the fire's contract. So, Mr. Nickel has a contract with the town, as fire chief through May 31st of 2026. We realized that the appointment as Emergency Management Director expires this year, and we want to correct that and extend it so that the two coincide, which will make it easier administratively. We would hate to have something happen.
Well, I think the reason that it wasn't was because the former fire chief was Emergency Management Director, and then he resigned from it. And, so we were kinda in limbo there for a while, and we actually had talked about appointing the police chief, at the time, and, it just kinda fell through the cracks there. But-
That commission,
Yeah.
that
So-
was the thought at the
Yeah.
time.
So it really was never really tied to his contract, but if that makes the most sense, I have no problem with that.
I agree.
Chief Nickel has done an
Yep.
amazing job,
Yep,
CERT with the CERT team and,
Yep.
and everything, so.
yeah, he's willing to do it, I mean, that's,
His communication skills are good,
mhm,
Yeah.
okay, and that's what was needed, and we got it.
very
I'll
good.
make a motion that we reappoint, the reappointment of Doug Nickel as the Emergency Management Director for a term to expire May 31st, 2026.
A second?
All right, we have a motion from Mr. Brunel and a second from Ms. Queenan. Any discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0-0. And we have a couple of items, still to get to before we get to town administrator reports and selectmen reports. Ms. Queenan, you brought them up.
Yep.
This is metal detection.
I feel bad for you. Metal detecting policy, very, very high level, just process only.
Yep.
State property memorandum that went out.
Yep.
High level, and the master plan.
Okay.
All right, so I haven't prepared anything, I'm going totally impromptu here. A lot of items last week, I was hearing, getting calls, getting texts, and there was a lot of misinformation out there. I believe, information goes around, some people perceive certain things a certain way, and I get it. So I saw the email chain about the metal detecting. We'll leave it at that, and it frayed, because people were sending in different directions. So, but I was trying to put myself in the shoes of a certain citizen who, is trying to protect that area. I put myself in the shoes of a person who's maintaining that area, and I met with one on the weekend, just before a normal meeting. I picked up the phone and called the other one. It was a very good conversation. I wanted to hear their point of view and let them hear my point of view, and it was very productive. And I promised that person that two things, well, there's three, but two on the metal detecting. I think, I'm going to acknowledge that looking at what happened, I believe I probably voted incorrectly, that I think we took time with these groups. First, we tried to create a policy and we didn't invite them. We made up. Then they all helped, recreation, conservation, they all came in, historical. So we all made that policy together. So I said, I believe I probably should have gone with the newer policy. So I promised him I'd say that because I do believe it. So I just want to say that. As far as what I was hearing about poor Kim Kleiner in the mix, I looked at my email. Kim Kleiner always asks the Board of Selectmen what we want to do. So please, she's not in that equation. If you have a problem, the Board of Selectmen made that choice with the information we had. So I just want to leave it at that. So I'm trying to show goodwill of understanding other people's situation.
If I can cut in on that just real quick. If somebody's got an issue or a point they want to bring up, pick up the phone and call her. She's always open. The office is open. She's stated multiple times we can come see her. So if any citizen has a complaint or concern, pick up the phone and call her. She's here. She'll help you out.
I also gave it some thought, and it got me thinking about maybe we should have it start off by having a member on a commission be a sponsor. So then there's the go-to person, so if something's going on that shouldn't be going on, then that person is responsible to go back and say, hey, no, you can't be doing this. Because the concern is, who really knows who's out there? So I just think maybe we should adjust it to have a sponsor to whoever's gonna go metal detecting, and then they can make sure that they're following the rules.
You mean a person from that particular committee
Yeah.
or board, whatever it may be.
Yeah, whatever it might be, if it's on the rec property, if it's on conservation, if it's on historic, and then a member
Like the
of
chairman.
or heritage or whatever,
Yep.
then the member would sponsor that person.
Well, historic doesn't have property. It's all managed by the town or conservation or rec.
Yeah,
The historic side doesn't own any property as far as I know.
historic, no, but heritage, no. they
Not
don't
even
either,
heritage.
No.
That has nothing to do with it. It's conservation rec in town.
Yeah, but they have.
Ultimately, it's town property.
Yeah.
But they're advisory.
Yeah,
for
they're
Right.
advisory, yes.
Masterfield.
And that's why the policy was written with them being aware, and I guess we missed that step because we'd already approved this, or this board had approved it in the past, we thought we'd just kind of give them the grandfather to go in. He was already a known source.
Right.
So I'm concerned about the particulars,
Yeah, well, that's-
because I don't know if we want to talk about it here, but I'm concerned about the particulars only because there's been accusations that there's been
Right.
things that are going
No,
on.
we can't talk about that.
It's fine,
Yeah.
but why are we just learning about it now? Because some of this happened earlier in the year, not just now, as far as I understand.
Well, we'll have
This
that,
board-
yeah, that's for later. I don't mean to cut you off, but it's legal, yeah, for reputation.
Is it? It's public. It's been going around. People are talking about it.
Gentlemen's over 18.
Reputation.
I'm not even bringing the gentleman's name inside. I'm
I just
going,
wanted to just,
if the commissions are the people that are involved in those sites, or were aware of things going on, why are we just finding out about now because we made a clerical mistake in how we processed something that we already gave authorization?
so that,
I'm
so,
happy- I
let
wanna
me, I
protect
could
that property.
answer some of that. They think, and I'm not gonna put words in their mouths, but what I believe they were telling me was they liked the policy, they were part of it, and they felt kind of bypassed. but that it, I don't think it needs a lot of tweaking, but I think it needs looking at for this what-if scenarios that
But
are.
Tim, I'm not even talking about the bypass. I can all agree with it. We probably shouldn't have done it that way. In hindsight, we can all, Monday morning, we go, yep, you know what, you probably should have followed the process. I'm still worried about the things that were stated, that were occurring, that we weren't aware of until this thing happened. And why? Because some of this stuff apparently happened months earlier, not just this past week or 2 weeks ago, right? So why don't we have formal documentation that it occurred? Why wasn't the board notified of that? It is their property, but if they're concerned about a legal action, this board or a police report should have been filed.
Question.
I just, because we made a mistake, all of a sudden, there's a whole bunch of stuff that went wrong.
It is documented, but I don't think this is the place for that.
I have a question.
We're circling around.
But that can be a non-public.
I know the really original outbreak was a year or two ago, when we had somebody over there digging.
Yep. And the police were notified and the town was notified.
Tom was notified, he was down, he's taken care of.
Yep.
Recently, I've seen.
Which is why we came up with the policy.
Recently, I seen a young group doing light excavation in the area where we found the stones,
Mhm.
when they had the old gravesite in there, and they're doing work there. They did some, just exploring, but the town had known about.
That's the archaeological group.
Correct,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's approved, yeah.
That's an
Okay.
approved, yeah.
I like to go on record, I'm the one that opened up the whole thing. Years ago, as Bob knows, the river's there, and I went over there with a tractor and the chainsaw for 2 months, okay, cause
Oh, cleaning up.
the
the
field
stuff,
on the
yeah.
back, there's a field in the back, John, that we used to raise corn back there.
Yeah.
And I found metal back there, but it was part of the tractors we broke.
How can we rescind the permit that was given?
You can always rescind it.
So, there are no active permits anywhere in the town of Litchfield,
For that,
other than the archaeological study.
okay,
The chief and I have handled that.
Okay.
There are no active permits.
beautiful.
There were no other active permits, other than the one that was discussed a couple
Okay.
meetings ago.
And
My
that-
concern is that at least some comment has been made that I skirted a town ordinance. And that is not true. I can never issue any action that isn't approved by this board, and neither would I. So when the gentleman came in and I was asked to check with the board, that's exactly what I did. I checked with the board to see if that approval stood. I think the process, the metal detection permit, that the process that you have is great. Adding a sponsor would be just another added benefit. But if someone came in to apply for a permit, I would look to see on the list and I would contact them. I would send them the permit, and the discussion would unfold just as the ordinance. I really am sorry that this particular incident brought up this whole can of worms that we're not following the ordinance. That was never the intention.
And two people said they like the policy. We can learn, if somebody's found doing something or not found doing something, what do we do about that? That may be another discussion.
And I don't think we ever approved anyone going on sensitive sites. I mean, we were asked to approve a permit, but usually the permit asks where you're gonna dig. And nobody would ever, I mean, if it went to Kim, she would say you can't go there without the approval of a certain board or whatever. We've never given anybody a blanket permit to just go dig wherever they want.
I
We've
thought we
never done that.
specified to stay away from the
Yeah,
the archaeological.
We were very careful about that, yeah.
And that was brought up by the historical who had listed those sites.
Yeah, and the rec, and
Yep.
conservation, yeah.
Correct.
And that's why the whole dialogue that occurred is bothering me. It's, why did that occur and we didn't get notified?
Yep. And again, I think it's more because people just don't come and talk to each other when there's an issue, or when they perceive an issue. If you just come talk to someone, 9 times out of 10 it can get handled, right then, right there. But, I mean, there's a lot of talk that goes on the anti-social media sites and whatever, and it just snowballs, you know, it just does. And people accept that for the truth, and it might not be the truth. And Kim has taken a lot of slack on this, and she doesn't deserve it. She does not deserve it.
I agree.
All right, I'll take the action of speaking to the other commissions to see if they're willing to have somebody step as a sponsor, so.
Well, I have conservation on Thursday, I'll bring it up too.
Okay.
Because I don't think the idea of a sponsor, if it's on their property, I think there's some expectation they're actually gonna be making sure it's okay too.
Yes.
but-
Yeah.
Yes,
So I just think we need
If it's
to
on
have
their
them
own
agree to
property,
that.
it's a separate issue.
they should be notified. They should, if someone's going on, wants
No,
someone
no, I'm
to
talking
they should.
Yeah, but John's talking about conservation.
Yeah, if we're authorizing, because they're
Oh, you say
they're seeing
all.
it too, they know that we're doing it.
Yep.
There's a moment for them to give us feedback, but if we approve it, and it's on their property, they've already been made aware of it, they didn't come back with an objection.
Do they have the authority to say something,
Yeah.
Always,
take action?
always.
Their action is to bring whatever proof they have, to the Litchfield Police Department.
Oh,
Which
with
is what
regards
we've
to that,
asked
yeah.
for of anything that's going on right now. We've asked for proof to be
Well-
submitted to Chief Jones.
To circle back, and that's that topic, but I was talking about the current process, as I thought I read it, and how I understood it was, someone applies for it.
Yep.
We pass it on to the right people, if it's a conservation land or rec land or town land, they have a moment to give comment, whether they support it or not.
Yep.
Then it comes to the board to final approve.
Yes.
That's it.
Right.
And at that point, like, if conservation is okay with someone going on their land that they manage, my guess is those folks will be watching what's going on. Same thing with recreation. And if they have a problem, they need to bring it forward so we can put a stop to it.
Yes.
I agree with you. The only other sense of confusion, maybe, the list of who owned what property. Sometimes town land might be managed by somebody, just cross-check the list is all I'm saying. Like, if we think it's town land and somebody gives them permission, then you find out it's really conservation, I just recheck the list.
That's just an addendum on the
Yes.
list.
Right, that's all I'm saying, I think that came up just to check.
I believe there's a piece of town land that is currently being managed by the town that may have been conservation, although it is currently being managed by the town. So you have a lease on that land.
Right.
So,
Is
I
that the,
believe that's the property
Okay.
that's being referred to. That does not mean that we couldn't reach out to the commission involved as well.
Again, I just,
The
yeah,
more we can work together, the better.
I agree.
Yep, and
So again, I
communication.
just kept it high level.
I hear Kevin say it 100 times, communication. People need to talk to each other. Got it. Talk to each other. It's a lost art.
Okay, state property.
So we got that one.
Yep, this one's might be combined.
Okay.
Why don't we, this is the state property memo that went out about
Oh, yeah, yeah.
the circumventual highway.
Yep.
Oh, actually, thinking of that, I probably should have changed the minutes on this last week, but I don't know if it's too late.
too late.
You
We
said,
already approved it.
you said I had some high-level good news. Oh, I'm the chairman. It's like, no, I don't, no, that's not the news. The news is the circumventual highway. That's just my job, right? So anyway,
Yeah.
leave it. I sound like an idiot, but that's what was the intention. All right, so anyway, a lot was going on about this last week. My phone was going nuts. I'm getting calls, and I'm like, okay. So when I had reached out to the people to say, well, what's going, because I'm trying to put myself in their shoes. Some of them are the same people, and that's fine. This letter came up. We all saw this, right?
Yeah, we all viewed it and approved
Yeah.
it.
So that's what I want to, again, two sides. First, maybe the correction with the comments I was hearing, but again, to let people know that our town administrator sent us the letter first, the Board of Selectmen. I removed a sentence. I think you made some mods.
I did.
You looked at it, made some comments. I don't know about everybody, so I don't know what's going on. But,
Out for a while.
but again, it went out because we blessed it. So if people are mad, talk to us about that. First thing, again, get you out of the line of fire. 'Cause it-
Actually, I think, Kim, I think you bring up a great point. Our town administrator, whether it's Kim or somebody else, or even our previous ones, does not act on their own accord. They are given a request to follow through for us.
Right.
They're helping us do our job.
Right.
And that letter was discussed in a meeting.
Yep.
We talked about no motions, we talked about advising that we're gonna be doing this, please work with us. It was really trying to help us, help them, help us, right? So, I don't know why, I guess I can understand why they may take it the way they take it, but they had an opportunity to come to us too and talk about it, I suppose. But at the end of the day, this board has a responsibility to the town too, to help form what we're doing as a community and as a overall plan. And as I said to the meeting, we don't really have a plan, we don't have a master plan.
That's coming.
I know, I figured.
I brought that up.
We don't have a big master plan to help us understand what we're trying to do with those assets that we have, or the areas that may become available. And this is property that's been taken away from people a long time ago. All we're saying is, let us have a conversation to see where it's gonna go.
Just,
I gotta say something about this, cause I'm young. I was here on the committee with the landowners in the area of the circumferential, all the way through. We developed zoning based off that, thinking the future would change. It has not, okay, which is not a bad thing. But thinking the state was gonna actually do something, we planned ahead for that. Being that the state has postponed or dropped the project, there's a lot of land that's been sitting there, okay? One of them, what we were gonna use was take Albuquerque, and it goes into the state land,
Fix the,
okay, to bring it up to 102, okay? And that's another discussion all by itself. But that was all part of the discussion back,
Way back.
and I hate to say that, way back. Today I talked to Kim about this briefly, and I suggested we pull out the archives, okay, which I probably at the old town, hall, the storage building, okay? Did you clean those out, John?
No, nothing, only thing in there is all financial for the most part.
You
Most
took
of the
all-
other archives are in the vault here.
I'm talking about the planning board
nothing
stuff.
important.
Oh, they may be in the, you're right, yeah, they're
They're
in the back
down
closet.
there, okay?
Yep, yep.
The planning board, and I do remember seeing them in there.
They could do, they could do that.
Okay, and I could go, if you want me, go down and help look, cause I was,
That's very moldy down there, though. I wouldn't get on there, but-
This is the cable building.
Oh, the
This
cable
side.
building, okay.
yeah, it's in the
Have this for you,
cable
Matt.
building in the storage area.
Don't go this week, it's 100, if it's 100 degrees, if it's 90 degrees in there, it's like 110 in there, just don't go in there.
It's a sauna.
What's
Oh,
wrong with
yeah.
that? That's why we have a door
But
opener.
you bring up a good point, that's one of the reasons why, that's what generated this conversation and
Right.
generated this request.
Yep.
We will need
The
the
history.
commissions and the committees to help us with what they think is right too, and what their plan is. Formulate a big plan, right? And it's just, we didn't want
Ask
to,
friends together.
Sorry.
sorry,
Oh, what, Matt?
No, just getting over the cold.
It's on Alabama.
So, yeah, I think everybody, what you said was
yeah, it's a
correct.
shame,
We
it's
just
a
needed
shame
to
that
pause.
it's got the negativity, it came across
So-
as negative.
Well, so I read it again, pretending I knew nothing from this whole process. And I highlighted in orange, pretending I was brand new to this, right? And the only thing I could think that I offered, if they wanted another draft to go out, I don't know if that helps, but on the fourth paragraph, I don't know if you guys have it, I can show you, just to add, they were confused, I think the upsetting thing was any land, but, I would say comma in the circumventual highway area, just to, I don't want it to say it's, I think they thought it was the whole town.
Cause
You know.
that's what the big discussion is now, cause.
I think this
Hudson
paragraph
is
is
shut
split,
down.
and that's why it,
Okay, Merrimack on the other side is just about shut down by development. Okay, you can't get across. Okay, so you just got this strip of land that we farm right now.
It's all commercial now, right?
Yeah.
Isn't
It's
it
all
in the
commercial
zone?
industrial, and that may be a change in the future.
Yeah, but that's,
One of the things, and you weren't at the last meeting that we were talking
Sorry,
about,
I'm
was
sorry.
that we have a very limited commercial/industrial area in this town. It's a possible revenue source for the town.
I understand that.
Lessen the burden on the homeowners, maybe down the road, maybe not for us, but,
Well, that's why I was looking at the 102 section, getting up to the woods in there.
yeah.
Okay, because then you're coming off a primary, going that, and crossing the river.
Yeah.
The crossover is not gonna happen there.
But it's not gonna happen now, because Kim was just telling us that Hudson officially pulled out.
Yeah, Hudson's the one who
They
canceled it.
dropped.
They dropped.
We
so the
didn't,
whole-
Hudson
So
did.
now
Oh,
it's,
yeah.
yeah, so now it's,
I really think we may be dropping before we're all done,
yeah,
okay?
well, yeah, but then we have a big parcel of land there that can be beneficial to the tax base. of the
Well,
town.
yes, there is.
So-
But there's two sides to that.
Yeah.
Because there's a nice chunk on, from the condo project to the town line,
Yeah,
that's state.
yeah,
Okay? There's a big chunk in there.
Yep.
It's all residential.
Yep.
Okay? You put it in a commercial industrial area in that zone, it's gonna question a lot.
So that's the inventory list you're getting.
but that's what
right?
we were saying,
That's
is
what
we
we need
need
to
to,
work.
we need to look at it all and assess it all.
Right. You gotta get that.
And that's, so you have the list.
I have the list.
We
I
had
have
a
shared it with-
visual.
I have shared it with legal counsel.
Right.
And she's formulating the best, way for us to go about this. You have to remember, when there's state-owned property, there's a bunch of different state agencies, and you don't want to just go start talking to many different agencies, so, sometimes you're best if you go from town council to state council, and let state council figure out who the necessary party is to talk about this, and I mean, I did send the memo. I guess I'm gonna go back to Chairman Leary's comments. Communication. I saw this as nothing more than you asking boards and commissions to communicate.
Well, I'm struggling right now because Kim's saying the way we worded it is what the problem is, and I read it very clearly. Now, maybe I'm naive in thinking that the only state-owned property other than the forest is the circumventional highway. So, and again, we asking them and going, we are working on a master plan and a vision.
Yeah.
So to get upset over that, okay, so let's issue an addendum that's going to clarify the old circumventional project.
Right. And we
If
could.
that's all it is, if you wanna go look
There
at
it
other
is.
land that's owned by the state that's not part of it,
No.
I guess go
So
ahead.
right here.
I don't know.
So master plan, we're reckoning, okay, so basically just change, we request your assistance in this process by providing us with with notice of any planned or desired acquisitions, comma, for the circumventional highway area, so we can ensure the town's future development. So,
I think it's improved to us that as liaisons to these different committees that we're reacting that way, there's only two committees that acquire land and do something, right?
Just to give
I
you-
will make sure I will clarify the board's position on Thursday night with the conservation.
you.
We're talking about the circumventional highway project.
Yep.
We would like, for lack of a better term, first dibs on figuring out what we're gonna do with that.
Well, just to
With
assess
their
it.
feedback and input.
if they would like an addendum, we can,
But
I don't, again, I'm
I
just
mean,
trying
come
to
on.
say, you should have heard, I'm just saying what people were very upset and they wanted an addendum.
I mean, then it can
So
be
talk
emailed
to them,
the
who's
board.
recreation, who goes to rec,
I am,
Steve
so you
does.
can elaborate
yeah,
there.
I planned on it in the next rec.
Yeah,
meeting.
I mean,
So some people thought it was a First Amendment issue, I can't do whatever.
How is it a First Amendment issue?
I'm just saying what I'm hearing, because we're telling them not to go and talk. And you can't stop anybody from going anyway.
Sure, they can go
An
and
individual
represent
can go, a
themselves.
company can
and
go
talk
talk.
about it.
Themselves.
We were just asking our boards to just
Themselves.
pause
Themselves.
to figure out what was there.
Just-
Because some of those deeds say, if the project didn't go through, it goes back, or they have first option to buy it back. And
Correct.
so we,
That's usually the case.
that's what I'm
Figure that
saying.
out.
Yeah.
We need time to just figure out what's
All we
there.
wanna-
Just-
All we wanna do is assess it.
That's all.
we wanna do.
And then there's
try
a
to come up with
balance
a
of
plan.
land and who
Just
does
to
what.
show you just to give you a visualization, what you see right here, this line is not that's not state. Everything from here, up through here, okay, all the way to Hudson,
Yeah,
okay? That area right in question in here.
yep, the red,
This is private land,
yep.
okay? And we're talking about putting something down through Page Road, coming down around here, to come around and get to this at a later date, as we talked many
Yeah.
years
Yeah,
ago.
many years ago.
But
I
it's
talked to
not
Jack about
possible here. Now, during the process of doing that, the town decided to put commercial in here because of this here.
Yep.
Okay? And since this is not gonna be here, gotta do something here and look at what we got to use up in here and densities and,
But again, what we're looking to do is to figure out what we got, and what we can do, and assess everything.
right, and that,
And
you're
come up
right.
with a plan for the future.
And see if the state has something they're planning we don't know about.
Yeah, right, 'cause that's-
Have a candid conversation.
Yeah.
Do you see a gas pipeline going in? Do you see whatever going? I don't know. What are you planning? Maybe,
Yeah.
or maybe they don't. And they say, here, now you can have it back.
This
I don't
was
know.
not, this was not done to upset the commission or the committees.
At all.
Okay.
You're 100% right.
But it did get people upset.
But-
I will say, we can't write one letter that's gonna make 8,500
And
people
truthfully, I mean,
happy.
if they're gonna put a gas line in, it's really only gotta go from the power lines, Cummings, where I live.
I was just
south,
making up an
because Liberty's
example.
putting that line in from the north end all the way down
Yeah.
and crossing to go to Budweiser.
And during the time of doing this, residential uses was not allowed in here.
Yep.
Now, the planning board over the years has taken this big section here and allowed it. Okay?
Planning board or zoning ordinance changes?
The planning board, because it's a site plan.
But
Unless,
how did they put variance? How did,
it's
I don't know if it's a zoning ordinance
I-
Well,
change.
you're talking about the Charbonneau project.
Correct. Okay? That was all industrial that we were hoping for.
Yep.
Okay, because it's on here, and the same thing with everything along
That's right,
here,
it was BAE, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay?
Well, the Charbonneau is really a commercial project, and it should be
Yes.
treated as a
because
commercial
of the
project.
size of it.
Well, no, it's not really a commercial project, it's a residential project.
It's 100%
Because of
rental.
the size of it,
But it's a
assessed
company.
as commercial.
it's over so many units, it becomes commercial. How many? 4?
4 units in commercial?
Yes. If you look at any of your, complexes, Page Road Oval, those are commercial properties,
Tax-wise,
assessment wise,
assessment-wise.
yes, zoning.
Okay, and not zoning-wise, though.
No, they're zoned,
No, they're not.
Zone residential, but taxed commercial?
That's correct.
Okay.
Okay, because you take Page Road, in this area here, you got one area in here, but you got some units, but these are single-family homes.
Yeah, it's a tax size, it's residential because it's only people living there, but.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I said, I think, I'm saddened by the fact that people get upset on a letter on a memo that we sent, because we were trying to communicate, make sure all the members got a copy of it, whatever. It got taken the way it was taken. If they heard the dialogue, they would have heard the concerns of having people not understanding what we're trying to say.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Agreed.
I don't think, I mean, let us take the verbal messaging. I don't really think we should rewrite a memo to rewrite the memo. The memo says stay on. I just
There
don't,
was no ill intent.
there is none.
There
And
you go.
I
I like
if,
that.
if people do think there were, come, call me too.
Right. We're
There's
just
that,
trying to
there's
prevent,
that thing again.
Call me too, or come to the meeting, you know?
if the word got out there that the land may be released from the state, we didn't want 6 or 10 different people calling the state to ask what was going on with it. We were gonna work with Kim
The New Valley
Hello.
Street Jail.
and we still need, we need to know the
Yeah,
process. to
Litchfield
release
prison.
it and all that.
But there was no ill intent on our part.
No,
Nobody's
not at
being
all.
malicious here.
No.
We're just, see that picture of the puzzle I made up there? We're all a piece of that puzzle, right?
Put your name in.
That was my artwork for the day.
Yeah, I
Put
think
your name on the puzzle piece. We gotta
The
work
point there
together.
was that we have to work together, and if we don't work together,
Yes.
it's not gonna come.
We all want the town to be successful. All right, the master plan. So, the economic development, I'm gonna call it the inquiry team, because we keep getting bashed, think everyone's gonna do business, but, we did, first, when we met, we all read some of the key master plans that we have on the planning board, you know, all the ones that had public hearings and all that. Then we did a SWOT analysis, strength, weaknesses, opportunity, and threats that we saw for the town, because you can always turn a threat into an opportunity, you know, kind of thing. I mentioned we don't have a master plan. And they said, yes, we do. It's the master plans in the planning board. I said, those are the pieces of the plan, but it's not does the town have a master plan? So they can cost 30 to 80,000, or maybe NRPC could do it cheaper. You need resources for that. And we have things non-public that we're working on that maybe it might not be the right time yet. I don't know. But anyway, this was brought up during that candid conversation I was having with somebody. So we do not have a master plan. I think John just touched on it here too.
Should we have
So-
maybe done a commission for master planning and then move to economic development?
No,
Did we put the
I don't-
horse before the
no,
cart?
there's just, no. We never had one. We should have had one a long time ago, probably.
Yeah.
But again, maybe we weren't.
How many more commissions can we have, or how many?
I know.
can we have? I mean,
I'm saying in place of, like, master plan, then start an economic development after the master, you know.
So, because some people on the economic development team think those planning board master plans are the master plan, and a lot of people do. So, anyway, keep it out there.
So,
Some people think we need it, some say, wait, you know, but, yeah.
I do think we need the master plan, but I think the economic development was a necessity to understand what the residents, you know, what the community wanted. Whether, that should feed into how we're looking at that master plan, because that's their feedback in some respects. So, not that I think we can achieve everything that's in that master plan or in that survey, but it certainly gives us a direction.
Right.
Right, and that opens up for working sessions and public hearings and just to have this conversation, because I think the board should own the master plan, and we need to get input from the community and other committees to kind of formulate that master plan. I don't think we can write, I think we have to have someone help us write it in the right structure. And I'm not gonna say that our town administrator should take on that burden, because she's already got enough, but at the end of the day, I think we have someone that actually can help us craft it correctly. But I think it's more of us driving it, leading it, working sessions and those kind of things. Taking all the stuff we're getting from other commissions and committees and other efforts in town.
I would take it as the economic development is, you know, focused on the master plan, but if you don't have a master plan, how do you know when you achieved your goal?
Right.
You know, do you have, what do we file at the end of the year for a report, or what do we do? How many years do we go with an economic development? And then come up with, you know, what have we done, where are we, have we met?
So-
I kind of feel like this should go in hibernation for a while. and
Yeah,
come
this is
back.
another conversation about, it's end of year, do we need warrant articles, rush the discovery process? I don't want that at all.
Oh, no, I agree.
So, but we don't want it lingering forever. So, because we already have something in place. But that would be another discussion. But I believe economic development inquiry was started because of the impact fees, right? And what do we start? And then it turned into, well, kind of that's a current state analysis of what we have, and that's okay. And we had a lot of people at voting who did this, a lot of demographics, so.
That was a great survey.
So, but yes, we can't crawl. We do have to have deliverables, but right now we're still we still have more things that you had agreed we could do with the focus groups and another round of surveys probably. All right, so but that can be another discussion. But yes, master plans, some towns have them. They're very strategic, something to think about. They can be pricey, but what's the cost of not doing one as well? Next, I'm done. Thank you for my 3 items.
No problem.
Thanks, Kim. I just-
Well, I'm trying to
I know,
help.
I know.
I want them, we're a group, right? So I want to try to put myself in their shoes, and hopefully they're putting themselves in our shoes too.
You're doing the right thing. I just wanted to just throw that.
Okay.
Up next, we have town administrator reports.
Isn't John Edwin? Oh, no, it was
Oh, no,
the
we
fire-
discussed
that
that
was the
earlier.
plow truck.
Yeah, that was getting the agenda, yeah.
And there's one.
Hi.
So, the first item, was the board asked, us to come back and update you on whether the continental gravel pits are open on Saturdays, if we were going to send residents down there. It is not.
Okay.
And so we just wanted to clarify that the board is still okay with us sending residents down there? Or did you want the transfer station to accept it on Saturdays?
If they go there.
It is a small amount generally that is taken in, so it sits there for a period of time.
Yeah.
If there's an area, if the owner decides that he can't have anybody there beyond the fence, I'll say. And he's got an area where he wanna stockpile it next to the fence. And he can take it from
I
there.
would not be comfortable with authorizing residents to
Drop something in the middle of the road.
I'm
dump
just saying,
things
Yeah.
on
yeah.
man's property.
So, I think that if we
I just
if we
don't
allow
know.
it to come to our facility on Saturdays only, I think it creates confusion when, where to go.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Either we accept it all the time and we don't, and
Or
we
we
just
don't.
clearly state that the hours for this is Monday through Friday, whatever, 8 to 4, wherever the site's open up, which is more hours than we have typically. And that's the only place we accept it. Or we agree that we take it back and let our department do it, but we gotta fund it to make sure we get it done correctly.
The other thing too, if you can rent a crusher, probably once a month, take that
Still-
small pile and turn it into a smaller pile.
So does the town charge now for this?
So the town pays
I know we definitely pay,
Continental.
yeah,
So much,
but we don't charge the residents to,
No, it comes
No.
out of the recycling, fund, so, I mean, that's the other point, is that, it is costing the town.
Mhm.
But, I mean, I understand
not
that
just the
there are a lot
transportation,
of
it's-
residents that may only have Saturdays. I mean, you know, as a working professional, I understand that. It would be very difficult for me to get to.
That's why I'm concerned, either we take it all in the site, to keep it consistent, and we just fund it correctly to make sure I mean, there's two problems here, right? We don't have it, we're taking out a revolving fund to pay for it, which is probably maybe okay. But then we have the labor hours, that you're tying up a truck,
Yep.
2 people, from the time they start that effort till they get it over there and get back, so that means they're not focusing on the road.
Loading it. Also, if there's loading to do, if you need.
They have to
a piece
load
of
it,
equipment
yeah.
to load.
Yeah, they use, the front end,
Yeah.
the front end loader, they load it, and then they gotta get it over there.
I think maybe what we ought to do, I think we're probably gonna end up having to take it all week long and Saturdays at the town, but I would ask Dave what he estimates his cost at for everything, to have his guys there to accept it, to load it, to transport it, and then we figure out what to charge. Because we can't keep taking it out of his recycling fund, we'll deplete that.
Well, the other thing is, it's the road agent, it's the highway department that's doing
They're doing the transport.
they're loading it
So
from the,
it
wherever the
ties
pile
them
is,
up
ties up.
from
So, yeah,
other
price it all
things,
up, yeah.
I'd say,
Okay.
yeah,
Come up with a number so we can figure out what's,
Which they've been doing that for years, to stockpile to separate.
Yeah.
Okay?
maybe we charge for TVs, we charge for tires, batteries, things like
Yep.
that, I mean,
Can't even burn the pile anymore.
no.
Okay.
Damn.
Understood.
So can we check with them?
Yes,
Find out,
absolutely.
thank you.
So I'm on vacation this Friday.
denied.
And I'm on vacation Monday, the 22nd through the 26th, so that's my week.
This says the 16th.
Oh,
It's going from
Looked like
July to
2 weeks.
August
Yeah,
sixteenth.
that's what I said.
The way I
about
was
3
reading
weeks.
that.
July to July.
You think you're gonna slip out of budget, you're nuts.
No, sorry, it's July 26th.
Okay, July twenty-sixth.
It's a week, yeah.
And a vacation day this Friday.
And a vacation day this Friday. Because it's baseball this weekend.
Where you going?
He didn't know.
It may or may not be a field near a certain recreation center in Connecticut.
Well, they're close by each other too, so.
Yes, they
Hopefully it's
are.
right in the middle.
I guess it's about 45 from each.
so you're gonna come back poor.
Yeah. So it's excellent employment. We are reviewing, the financial auditors sent over a preliminary draft
Okay.
of the financial audit, so I think we're close. I would hope that we can probably schedule something, in August for them, to come and present the final to you. As, now I wrote this before I got the papers in that you approved tonight, so now we're done, the plow truck leaves.
Okay.
I am scheduling departments for early August budget to sit with Karen and I and go over their budgets so that we can wrap it all up and present it to you. I don't have anything at the moment for your July 22nd meeting. I'm not here, but, I mean, if there's items, I mean, Karen could come to, and fill in, but at this moment, I don't have anything, so, I'm not sure if you want us to check, next week, and you can make a determination at that point.
Do we have to meet twice a month? What's the law?
We don't have to meet.
I didn't know if we had to meet
I
twice a
mean, if
month,
there's no
just,
business, I don't,
If there's no business, you don't have to meet.
As long as we come in to sign the paperwork.
right.
just making
right.
sure we're,
And the
Maybe
paperwork would be, the paperwork while I'm away, will be with Karen.
Yeah, we'll see what's up, and then maybe we don't have the meeting on the 22nd.
And then, just a reminder, August 22nd is the volunteer recognition night, and September, I'm at the ICMA annual conference. So, I did receive this afternoon the trustees, report. It looked fine. Karen and I looked at it real quickly. We'll send it out, to you.
Good.
Because there's no motion or no action to take on it, it's just communication.
Okay.
That's all I have.
And then it says here, presented by Chief Jones, stress manager class for employees.
Yes, so I believe I sent the email, for that, and he has opened that up to all the boards, all the commissions, all the employees, if anyone is interested in taking the course. And so he has delivered it, to police professionals, but it's certainly adaptable to general.
is that on, that's online, right?
No, it'll be in person.
It's in
Shows you
person?
right
It'll
there.
be in the community room at the fire station.
July 9th, July 10th, the 16th, and the 25th, at different times.
Oh, they're over there now.
Yeah.
No, it's the 8th.
They're there tomorrow.
Yeah, because I'm the 8th. Today's the 8th, right?
Yep.
This is the day I was conceived.
Okay.
Wow.
It's
I
not,
don't know how else to put it.
There you go.
well, you weren't conceived today,
Don't put
Kevin.
that in the minutes.
Oh, Lord.
Humor
Yeah.
is, as you and I both know, Bob, is the best cure.
Yep. Yep, it is. Very good. Up next, we have selectmen reports.
Recreation, we do not meet until end of the month. They have some summer hours, so we meet once a month. It's, what, the 23rd, I think it is, the next one?
it'll be around, yep.
Heritage?
Heritage, the last one was canceled, so the next one is also later on this month.
Okay.
School facilities, Bob?
Planning board? Kim stood in the last one for you, I believe, right?
Yeah, Kim, I can't pat her more on the back, because I have a lung that doesn't like me. I'm gonna go with that.
Okay. So, up next, capital improvement
Like I said.
and economic development.
Let's see, now, let's see, SIP. All right,
SIP,
I will
yep.
admit, there's a lot of invites in my calendar for SIP meetings, according to the calendar here. I have to update my personal calendar as well for work. It says we don't meet till July 29th. which is a Monday, 6:30 to 8:30 PM. Economic Development, we meet 2 days later, July 31st, Wednesday, 6:30 to 8:30 PM. NRPC quarterly meetings are usually in March, you pick the quarter, right, March, June, whatever. We did go through a new vote in June, where they changed the months around a little bit. One, to have coverage, and two, for those little tip changes that came our way. So because we were always coming in for extra votes. Jay Mancaro I spoke with him this morning, will email me those dates, and then I'll get them to you. So at the moment, they will be in March, but I really won't know about the full commissioner meeting until I get that email. That's all I have.
Up next, John Brunel, Conservation, Emergency Management, and Economic Development.
No, emergency. I'm not in economic development, please.
What?
I'm not in economic development.
Oh, did I update that? Oh, I didn't really give an
Emergency
update.
Management, I'm sorry. Energy.
Yeah, so I'm on energy, conservation, and emergency.
Really gotta
There's been no
work on that.
emergencies.
Should
The
update
last-
economic development.
No emergencies.
No emergencies.
Went right
And our last, energy meeting was, prior to the last meeting, which I gave an update then. I have not, conservation's on Thursday. I did get a quick update, with regards to some happenings over there. They want to let you all know the community garden is fully populated and people are using it. All the plots are being
I see
optimally
people there
used.
all the time. That's wonderful.
I'm part of their email distribution list, so I see all the updates that are happening around maintenance. They're busy, cutting, grooming, and doing all kinds of maintenance on the properties they have. I also was advised that the archaeological dig report has been delivered, and I believe it's being reviewed. They're planning on coming in at a future meeting to kind of present it and kind of go over what they found.
Is that for that field you're talking about?
No, the field, the one that we authorized a while back. The dig. And obviously whatever comes up with this meeting, I'll update you all at the next meeting.
You find a horseshoe, nails.
I don't know what they found. I didn't see the report.
And if I may, when I get back to my office, I'm gonna forward you an email. It came into the town email address, but it is a concerned resident about trash and possible people on Moore's Falls. So I'll send you
Oh,
that
Morse
so you
Falls?
can share it.
Okay,
So you can share it with.
okay, I will, yep.
Very good. That's it?
That's it,
You good? All right.
for me, yep.
Budget Committee met, a couple weeks ago. Not really much going on there. Most discussions about year-end school encumbrances and leftover funds and whatnot. We'll meet again. Actually, we don't meet in July, I don't believe, so it'll be August the next time we meet. Facilities, we have a meeting coming up on the 12th, no, the 19th. The 17th, it's Wednesday, it's a Wednesday, 17th, it was pushed back from the 10th. And then, this Wednesday, Town Administrator Kleiner and myself are getting together with the superintendent and the chairman of the school board, Brian O'Connell and Andrew Cutter, to start, as I mentioned last time, to open up some doors and conversations on how we can work
Dialogue.
together.
Dialogue.
Yep. So, long overdue, and
I think maybe going forward too, something I brought up when I first got on the board is maybe having the chair or a representative from the commissions come and sit with us. Instead of just us being a liaison and giving, what happens.
think that's a
Maybe if
great
we have
idea.
someone sit in.
I think it's a great idea. Maybe we start that conversation with the chairs of the boards.
Good
Maybe
for them
just
to
do-
toot their own horns and give us some feedback and.
So
something
like
that.
once a month, one meeting a month.
Yeah.
We have a
Yeah.
chair come in from one commissioner.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
probably take, 5 or 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Give us
Yeah.
updates,
Yeah.
and it would help, I think it would
It
help.
would help, because then we just assume things, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we also try to report what we think is really happening, but we're not there all the time, and we may not get all the same information.
We're
they
not
have.
seeing exactly what's going on, too.
Okay. Do we have non-public tonight?
Yes.
We do,
Three.
okay, perfect. So, I will read that
Not
then.
perfect, but yes.
All right, that concludes our public portion, although I do see Mr. Flint out here. And I will tell your wife and yourself did a wonderful job organizing and getting that parade going. Nothing but good reviews from the townspeople. There you go. That's what, looking forward.
I didn't see it go by the front porch though.
We do have items in non-public under RSA 91-A, semicolon 3, 2A in parentheses, the dismissal, promotion, or compensation of any public employee or disciplining of such employee or the investigation of any charges against him unless
Bye, sir.
the employee affected, 1, has a right to a meeting, and 2, requests that the meeting be open, in which case the request shall be granted. And RSA 91-A semicolon 3, comma 2, C in parentheses, matters which, if discussed in public, would likely adversely affect the reputation of any person other than a member of this board unless such a person requests an open meeting. And 91-A semicolon 3, comma 2, D in parentheses, consideration of the acquisition, sale, or lease of real or personal property which, if discussed in public, would likely benefit a party or parties whose interests are adverse to those of the general community. Do we have a motion to go into non-public?
So moved.
A motion from Mr. Brunel,
A second.
second from Mr. Lynch. All those in favor say
She
aye.
was gonna cough. She was all.
I was gonna say it, not opposed,
Motion
yes.
carries 5-0. We are going into non-public at 8:13 PM. Everyone have a wonderful day and be careful of the heat out there, folks.
What?
Have a great night.
I will give this to Matthew before he takes off. Yeah. Let me just give you that. Along with the changes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Hey, Matt, yes.
Second vote for the count?
401, that's the meeting. Kevin wasn't there, so it's 401. First one's 5-0.